did something funky. Boom. Okay, we in here. I don't know. This just did something funky. I think this picked up first. Um, we're in the gym, baby. Right. And I guess I want to say necessarily freestyle, and talk about some more focus strategies. This is geared towards my athletes and how do you focus and what is focus and tapping into something I call a superpower, which is increased focus. Now, I wrote something up on it, but it's on my phone, and so I'm going off the top of my head about focus. And like I said, this is catered to athletes and more so to like before you play a game, what you do to prepare. Um, I, I shot a video. I had a conversation with a former basketball player, University of Florida basketball player. You can go look that up. Focus strategies of Randall L. And a lot of focus strategies deal with concentration, learning how to concentrate, learning how to visualize, and seeing yourself. I call it psycho-cybernetics. My man Jackson Barker. I taught it to my kids, where I had a speech about psycho-cybernetics and about seeing yourself and envisioning yourself making plays. Just say this was basketball at the time, making shots, layups, grabbing rebounds. Those kids couldn't dunk at the time. But if you're big, you want to see yourself dunking the ball, blocking shots. Football, if you're a lineman, you want to see yourself making blocks, making pancakes. Quarterback throwing touchdowns, receivers catching passes, linebackers, DBs, interceptions, tackles. Um, the whole thing with focus is you want to play the game in your head the night before. And that's a really, 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 really great strategy to help you focus, right? So before the game, that's a great way to prepare, is playing the mental game in your head, seeing yourself, visualizing yourself doing it. Randall even mentioned that, he had his kids or his daughter focused to the point where her muscles were firing. And I found that very interesting. And psycho-cybernetics is something I also learned from one of my college coaches. He would mention that envisioning yourself, making plays and doing things. And it will always sink into me. And me, like I said, I always like to mention that I played undersized, played the offensive line undersized at barely 6 feet and 240 something pounds in college. Like I said, I probably played at 260 at the most. And I would every night before a game, I would always envision myself making plays. But then again, I would envision myself in practice after watching film. Even though I'm going against, my teammate, I would envision myself making these blocks in games. When I would watch film, I would envision myself blocking that guy, whatever move he had. Just say if he had a nice swim move or a nice rip move, I would envision myself countering that move, right? So in order to focus, another thing is eliminating limited beliefs, right? A limited belief is the belief that you cannot do something, right? That I'm not capable of doing something, right? Wipe that out and focus all your energy on what you can do, right? Focus on what you can do. If you're a lineman and you don't pull very well, I'm pretty sure your coach is not going to call a lot of plays for you to pull, right? So focus on what you do well. If you're great at down blocking, every time you get a down block, crush it, right? Every time you have a chance, the opportunity to do something you're good at, crush it. And opportunity is big, whether it's football, basketball. Whenever you get that football, make the best of it. Just know that whenever you touch the rock, that you're gonna shine, and you have to keep that ingrained in your head, right? And another thing, I'm not gonna lie, before games, that used to help me. And a lot of people listen to music to either get them riled up for the game. And for me, and I picked this up, a lot of strategies I use, I picked it up from like high school coaches or college coaches. Um, and I would listen to R&B music before a majority of my college games. I would listen to R&B music. My teammates, if we were in the locker room or something, they would blast Lil Jon or somebody, some crunk music. And I always had on my headphones if we were on a trip. More than likely, it was a Joe Budden album that I would listen to. It was like something with a slow melody that he would. It was a track that I like. I think it was like 15 minutes or something like that. And I would just listen to like an R&B mixes. I mean, Usher, Isley Brothers, Aretha Franklin. I mean, anything you can think of, and that put me in a good state of mind. And for me, I was always hyped. So I think that R&B helped me kind of calm down. And in my head, I was always hyped. And I realized that that repetition, I picked up that skill in high school because my sophomore year, we would go into the locker room and Coach Ponce, we had that block of time where we were just at the school from what 2 to like 6 or something before we left for the game. And through that block of time, we ate, we hung around. But that time when we hung around, he made us sit in that locker room and just relax. Like we had like 30 minutes to an hour to relax. And before when we were in there just kind of clowning around or whatever, we would have on like Mystical and No Limit Soldiers, all type of, I'm from the South, that type of music. And then Coach Ponce, come in, lights out. I mean, it's time to go to sleep, right? And put on the Isley Brothers. And I didn't realize that's that repetition. And that helped me focus because it calmed me down, calm my mind down. Because we played in front of big crowds. I went to Miami Central. Shout out my Rockets, Rocket Pride, baby. Great school, great football program. And so we played in front of big crowds at Travis Powell. I think that's what it's still called. So you just had to be ready for the moment. And, listening to R&B music helped me focus. But at the same time, use those visualization strategies. And I don't care how many videos I have to make about visualization. I will continue to talk about it because it is real. Your thoughts are real. And if I took this outside of football, which I want to, my ultimate goal was to create something for student athletes, but I want to create something for people, the regular people too. Your thoughts are real. Whatever you focus on expands. So if I focus on having a great game, more than likely it's going to happen. But I have to hold on to that thought. And I have to get rid of all my limited beliefs saying that I can't, right? Because if I do and I focus and I have that increased focus, well, I'm going to make another video on increased focus because I didn't talk about that as much. But if I tap into that superpower of increased focus, it'll help me get to where I want to be. Jim, out.